All right, we're good. We're live.
All right, guys. We are here with a special fight card live to follow up with our Ruthless show that was on March 16th. We're gonna be posting this again, like I said, on YouTube channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. We're giving away free Ruthless posters signed by our fighters as well too from that show. So make sure you leave a comment. If you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on our page on our YouTube channel page, and we'll be sending on out posters as well as other prizes for upcoming events as well too. But special on the show right now, we're trying to get one more is our gladiators. The gladiators from the March 16th show as well too. We have George as well as we have Rhea on the show, guys. How you guys feeling?
Good.
All right, George.
Pretty good.
All right, cool. So
Yeah,
I'm pretty
feeling
sure
pretty good.
that. All right, I'm pretty sure that everybody that was involved with the show, leading on up to it as well too, they were interested in seeing exactly how this whole gladiator challenge is, and for you guys to step on up and be that very first class to jump in there and stuff too was a big thing. When it was first announced, I remember when I was talking it over with Mike Jabber in the UFC gym and stuff too. When I was talking with him, I think last September, and we were talking about rolling this on out, and it just was an idea of rolling it on out. And I think that we first launched it at the end of in the beginning of December. What were your guys' first thoughts of the whole announcement, the challenge itself? And did you think, were you kind of skeptic about it? Or were you guys like, just say, look, I'm going to jump in the deep end and go for it? Rhea, we'll start off with you.
Personally, when I heard about it, I knew that I wanted to try fighting at some point. So this was just a chance to, there's no excuses. There's no backing out once you say yes. So I did it because I knew it's something I wanted to do, and it was a really good opportunity to just dive in.
And then George, for you?
For me, I kind of also had the same feeling. I did want to try fight, but I wasn't sure when. I didn't know coaches until I actually signed up for the challenge. I just figured it'd be a better way to start now with other people who have had no experience or have had about the same amount of experience in training as me, then how I like it, and awesome opportunity that I figured I had to take.
So when it first came about, again, like I said, I mean, we announced it that we were trying to do something in December to lead on up for a January sign up and so too, and it was a big turnout. I mean, I think that talking with Mike as well too with Jabber, he was saying that there was like 40 gladiators that turned out nothing, and I said, and then came down to the last, to you guys' final 8. So let's go back to that again. Like I said, like what did you expect as for on the fitness side of it? I mean, obviously you guys are in shape, you guys were working out, you guys were at the UFC gym. You didn't roll right off the couch and say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and I want to punch someone in the face, and I want someone to punch me back in the face. What exactly was like the momentum, again, like I said, for you guys to go and do it? What did you hear about it in December? Did you hear about it in January? Were you a late sign up for it? And what again, in the prior beginning, like what was the big momentum that moved forward on that? George, we'll start off with you.
I guess I think I remember I heard about it in December, and I signed up around the end of December. My issue was more figuring out how to finance it because I'm still going to school.
Gotcha.
But the gym was pretty flexible with my payment plan, and so I was able to afford it, and I signed up and started the training in January.
Nice.
And I guess, well, I kind of liked learning all the mixed martial arts originally just for purposes and just for fun, just to know how to do it. But I figured I kind of want to see, I want to see how I'll fight against someone that also knows what they're doing. And yeah, I guess that was part of my reason for continuing with it.
Gotcha. Rhea?
For me, I work at the gym, so I specialize with strength and conditioning. So stepping into UFC was outside of my comfort zone, even just working there, because I had a lot to learn. So I had a lot of goals and places I wanted to be eventually within the company. So I figured that this was a great way to just dive in and learn. I had never done anything on the ground in my life. I had never been punched in the face or hit anyone in my life. So I didn't know I could have stepped in the cage and crumbled, like curled up in a ball and cried about it. So it definitely, it gave me a big push at the beginning of the year, to just have a goal to focus on and work towards. And that training, jiu-jitsu and wrestling, I have never been so sore not touching a weight in my life, because that's all I do is weights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And cardio based moves, but the wrestling and the jits, man, I love it. And I didn't know if I would, but I love it.
And can we go over one more time, George, your coaches? Who were your coaches throughout this whole process?
Wait, what about my coaches?
Who were your coaches? Your names of your coaches?
Oh, well, I worked, the coach I worked with the most was Eddie Lopez. And then, I'd probably just like, if there was a sparring class, I'd jump in with the other coaches from there, but I mostly worked with Eddie Lopez. He's a great coach. He's a good role model. And also Eddie's fighting coach, whose name goes by Marzano.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I mostly worked with Eddie and a little bit with Marzano, but yeah.
Awesome. And then Rhea, with you?
For me, Kevin took me on, with his busy schedule. He had a fight coming up himself. He definitely took me on. I knew he was someone that had a lot of experience and knowledge that I wanted to work with. And then Matt Murphy as well helped me out a lot with the wrestling part of it. There were other coaches. Lamont Doyle helped me with the striking for his specialty with Muay Thai. So I was really lucky to have a well-rounded coaches behind me.
Gotcha. So as for the training wise, leading on up, like it was about, for those of you guys people who don't know, who are tuning in, you guys trained basically from January 1st all the way up to March 16th, up to the fight time, with the weight cut, learning everything from striking, the jiu-jitsu, learning the wrestling and everything else. I mean, you've never taken a fight before in your life. You're basically, we were saying this, you guys are like average Joes coming in there and saying, hey, you know what? Let's just see how this all works on out. Training wise, how did that 10 weeks or those 12 weeks play on out for you guys? Was it tough? Was it something that you never expected before? Rhea, we can start off with you.
I played sports my whole life. I played volleyball in college even, so I'm used to training, I've been around it, but this training was definitely mentally different, because it's not just, it's not your team and you can kind of get lost in the shuffle. Like, it's you, and you have to be 100%. Your head has to be in it. For me, working, I have 2 jobs. I have 2 kids as well. So I had to figure out how to put it in my schedule and make it work.
Awesome. Awesome.
So it was a lot to do though.
Yeah. George, what about you, man?
Oh, well, I used to do gymnastics in high school, and I just graduated last year. So I'm still I'm used to competing more around this time of the year in the spring season.
Nice.
But I guess during the training, both of the gymnastics and MMA are really tough mentally, but I guess they're tough in different ways. Like, there was a lot of times throughout the training for the MMA where I was I could probably take a hit to the liver, or like a kick to the liver or something like that, and I'd probably drop, but I'd ask myself, like, I don't know, maybe I don't know if this is for me, like I could get hurt or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I already spent like $400 in training. I might as well go all the way through and finish it. And I figured me in a different way mentally than gymnastics did, but yeah, I was kind of used to the mental toughness that was required.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the whole experience-wise of this thing, obviously, you guys did the sparring sessions inside the gym from the first round into the second round, I believe, the semifinals, and then followed up into the weigh-ins and the finale over at Fight Card Entertainment. Our show as well too. What was your whole experience? When did it hit you guys to be like, holy shit, this is real? Like, okay, it just got real for me. Rhea, what are you thinking?
Honestly, it still is kind of happening, I feel like, as people come up to me and be like, oh yeah, I saw that, you did that, It definitely got real the first time I had to step in there and realize that I had the mentality of it's me or you. Like, it didn't matter who it was. They're going to close that door, and you want to beat me up just as bad as I need to get you. So that first fight was definitely a rush, and I liked that rush.
Awesome.
But that actual, the last couple days, that weigh-in, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That made it feel real, and you get those jitters, and you get ready, and I don't know, that whole setup at Joe's was it was awesome.
Awesome here. George?
I guess when I realized it was kind of real was either in training when I would just even spar my coach and I'd feel like a good amount of pain. But then when I had the first sparring match in the gym where I had a bunch of people came out to watch and support, it was only a small 50. But I guess I went into it calm. But once the fight started, I got more nervous, and I guess I started kind of freaking out. And I still won the first fight, but after that, I was kind of like, oh, that was kind of close. Like, I was a little too relaxed.
Yeah.
And then after that, I figured out how what kind of personality change I had to do when I stepped in the ring and then when I stepped back out. And then after that, I felt like it was, I feel like if I was to lose, it would have been the first fight, but not the second or third, because I wasn't mentally ready for, a full-on 100% fight.
Gotcha. Understood. Gotcha. And I mean, it was in front of Joe's Live. It was in front of all the people, everything going nuts and crazy. So, I mean, hopefully you guys enjoyed the whole experience and that, we made your very first experience as well, too. As comfortable as we can, as comfortable as a fight can be for you guys as well, too. What's next? Is this just a one and done thing for you guys? Or do you think that maybe down the road, or are you guys, it was just a challenge for you guys for that point at this time right now? George, what do you think for you?
Well, me personally, I mean, I'm still going to school and just, focusing on my college, but I don't play any sports in college and, for gymnastics, but I really like the experience, and I felt because I'm still young, I could, keep going through with it and competing more and maybe even turn pro eventually. So my plan now was, because my fight ended really fast, and I was hoping a few months sign up for another fight and then more after that, because I like working out, but when I have some goal or if it's a competition, I feel like my workouts are more efficient or more productive, I guess, in a way. And so I'm gonna keep training in MMA and training with my coach and his coach and helping them out with their own fights, and they're gonna help me out when find a new fight when I'm ready for another one.
Awesome. Rhea?
For me, I want to at least do one more MMA, but I want to go no gear, no nothing, and do it the right way. I mean, after that, I mean, my body is my work at the same time. Yeah. And I really do love the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu. So I want to learn a lot more when it comes to those arts. And maybe I could end up doing some jiu-jitsu tournaments and things like that. But I definitely, from the first fight to the second fight, they were very different. But that third fight was a different high. So I definitely want to do that again.
Awesome. So, I mean, you heard it here first, guys. We'll hopefully be seeing Rhea as well as George back in the Fight Card Entertainment cage, guys, in the future. To close off the show, we plan on doing the Gladiator Challenge again sometime in the future. Any advice you would give to that next class that's coming on in? I mean, obviously, you guys aren't first-time fighters anymore, so you won't be in this Gladiator Challenge. You'll be, you're moving on up to the next level, level 2. But any advice you need to go ahead and give to that next group of people who are joining on in? Rhea?
The only advice I would give would be to, although you step in that cage by yourself, you can't let yourself feel like you're alone. You have to have good coaches. You have to have a support system. I had so many people helping me and encouraging me. A big part of being able to stay well enough through that training, because it is definitely physically, it's a beating. Technically, I would say take care of your body, ice things, and don't overtrain, because I overtrained at the beginning and I'd set myself back a little bit. So you have to be careful.
Gotcha. George?
For me personally, I would say when you start, whenever you're sparring someone else or anything like that, whether they're either bigger than you or smaller than you, don't overestimate, but don't underestimate either. Just treat everyone as your equal because you're both going in with no experience.
Yeah.
So you could either knock them out or they can knock you out, even if they're half your size, whether you're like 155 fighting a 200-pounder.
Yeah.
Either way, either one of you could win or lose. And I'd say if you really want to build up your confidence, just have a consistent workout. I know like it's set up to be at least twice a week for technique, but you should also get in a habit of working your cardio every single morning. And like I go to the gym at 7, opponents there, so I knew I'm like if I can mentally, I have a better chance of beating them.
Nice.
So you kind of have to build up your mental strength. But yeah.
Awesome, guys. Hey, man, thanks for being part of Ruthless as well, too, guys. Putting it all on the line, like I said, with the Gladiator Challenge. I'm happy to see exactly how it worked out for both of you guys and actually meet with us again, like I said, this Sunday afternoon. We'll see you guys around. Now, I mean, as much as you guys were just part of the Gladiator Challenge, you still fought for Fight Card Entertainment, the same blood, sweat, and tears you put in our cage. Just know that for our fighters, Fight Card Entertainment, you guys are always invited to our shows. There's always a ticket at the door for you guys. So anytime you guys want to come on out when we have an event, just come on out, hit us on up and say, Brian, Elo, do you mind if I come on through? Absolutely. We'd love to have you guys there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, I had a question about that. So, but I did fight at the last venue. Can I come in with that one, like, I don't know, like a girlfriend or something to the next fights? Because I know you guys had an event in May. I mean, we won't drink if you guys tell us not to, but I was just like, it's a cool place
George,
to be.
we'll take care of you, George. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of you, brother. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry. Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, guys. Your guys' fights will be online, hopefully in the next couple of weeks too. So you guys can go and spread that as well too. But make sure you guys subscribe online as well too, and we'll see you guys around.
Yeah. I did subscribe. Will my fight still be up there,
Yes.
even though it's only like 20 seconds?
Yeah, it'll be up there. You'll probably be up there. I usually upload the videos in reverse order, so it's going to be the fight of the night, then the main event, then the second to last fight, and so on. So depending on where you are on the card goes when it's going to get uploaded, we're going to upload the fights every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I want to say you'll probably be up in about 2 weeks. Ray, a little bit after that.
Okay.
That's fine with me. Just double checking.
Yeah. Sounds good, guys. All right. Thanks. We'll hear from you guys again.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
No problem.